Fine. So let us start with the training. Okay. And before I start with the training, there are few questions which I will be discussing about the training and which almost everybody in the training has. That first of all, what all will be taught in the course. Okay. Basically, in a nutshell, I can say that in the complete syllabus, we will be learning Java, WebDriver, frameworks, Maven, and Testing Jenkins Grid. If you don't know what these are, okay, now don't worry. We'll see what this is. Right. Will I get access to the videos? Yes, you will get the access to the video tutorials. We are recording the current session as well. You will get the access to the recordings of current session as well. Okay. And is Java programming required? Now this is the main question, that I don't know Java. I've been into manual testing, or I am a fresher. I don't know Java at all. Look, Java is mandatory. You cannot run away from it. Alright, this tool is something which, yes, it requires Java, but the advantage is that if you learn Java, then learning other tools also, it becomes easy. I'm not saying that it is something which is tough, but it is something which will require your time. Okay, you'll have to give in some time to learn this. Okay, look, the thing is, if you learn a tool like Selenium with Java, then tomorrow if you have to learn, say, Appium, which is for mobile automation, or a tool like SOAP UI or REST Assured, both of them are for REST API automation. Okay. Or if you have to learn a tool like JMeter, which is for load testing, then learning all these tools, it becomes easy, because you get a knack of programming language from Selenium with Java. So learning all these tools, it becomes really easy. Okay, right. So you cannot run away from programming. Alright, sometimes people say that, oh, no Java is required, very less Java is required. It's not like that. You have to learn the complete concepts of object-oriented programming. Okay, I need help to clear my interview or to do a project and all. Look, the thing is, if you want to learn Selenium, okay, I'll tell you that it will take you 10 days to just learn this tool, that how it works. But in case if you want to clear an interview, or if you want to sit in a project and complete the project, then it will take you minimum, I think, 8 weeks, 2 months to reach a level where you can clear an interview. Okay, right. This class will be for around 30 hours. Alright, and in which 50% of the time we'll spend on WebDriver, Java, Testing, GRID, and all we'll learn. And in the 50% of the time, we'll be doing a project or a framework. Okay, so we'll be doing everything. If you want the copy of this Excel, I'll give you the copy of this Excel file on the chat. Okay, the class timings will be the same every day. It will be from 8 a.m. IST, which will be 9:30 p.m. PST, which is 6:30 p.m. Not PST, EST, which is yes, I have given it on the chat. You can take down from the chat, Krishna. Okay, right. Now, anybody with any questions, please feel free to ask questions. Today is the first day. So, if you have any questions regarding the training, regarding anything, you can ask. No questions? Yes. That's a separate course. Okay. Because it takes a lot of time in that. So this will not be covering mobile automation. Okay. All right. It is, if you learn Selenium, then learning mobile automation testing is quite easy because the basic commands are same. But the only problem is the configuration of the mobile is really a big challenge. Okay. Configuring Appium is a big challenge. Okay, thank you. Fine. Yes. Yes. Everything will be in your account. We are also adding quizzes and assignments these days. You will get those. No, user ID and password you will get to log in. Thank you. Now, let us start with a brief history of Selenium and future that where this tool is going. Right. Look, the thing is, this tool evolved over time. Okay, this tool has evolved over time. Uh, like when I first worked on it, nearly like 2007 or something. Right. There used to be something known as Selenium RC at that time. Okay, and we have this three components in Selenium. Okay, one is RC, one's IDE, and GRID. Now, IDE is, if you have not worked on IDE, like you won't be knowing, but it's primarily a record and run tool. You can record and run the applications. This feature of record and running is there in every automation tool, but we don't use it that much because these days we have to write dynamic scripts. The websites, they change every day. Okay, the contents, they change every day, so you just cannot rely on record and run. Okay, right. The IDE only works on Mozilla and it never generates any reports. So basically nobody uses Selenium IDE. It's not used by the companies. You cannot do the cross-browser testing. There are no reports generation. There is nothing. Okay, but what used to happen was that people used to use Selenium RC. Selenium RC could generate the reports, HTML reports. Okay, it could work on multiple browsers. But the problem is that for Selenium RC, you have to learn a programming language like Java or Python, Ruby, C Sharp, and then only you could work with RC. Alright, and Selenium GRID helped you to run the test cases parallelly among multiple machines. You keep one machine as the main machine and connect it to different machines, okay, and run the test cases parallelly in order to save time. Okay, now what happened was that in 2011, somewhere in 2011, in the market, WebDriver came, WebDriver 2.0. Sorry. Okay, right. So, this WebDriver 2.0 was, RC was deprecated, it was removed. Alright. And WebDriver came in the market and it was a complete change. It was not a migration from RC to WebDriver. They removed WebDriver. They said that fine, the commands in this are not so good. We'll make a completely new tool and they made WebDriver. Okay. And WebDriver had a lot of rich features. And we are going to learn WebDriver in this course. Alright. IDE is still there and GRID is also still there. Only thing is WebDriver has come up, and lately WebDriver 3 has come up last year. The latest version of WebDriver is 3.7 and we'll be learning that. Okay, right. So this is how it has evolved over a period of time. So there is no need to learn Selenium RC, and if you want to skip IDE as well, you can do that, because not every hardly there is any company which uses IDE. Everybody works on WebDriver and they make their scripts on Java with Selenium WebDriver. Okay, right. Now, what is the objective of this course? Okay, what we will be learning, like I've written so many topics over here, and what all we'll be learning and what is the objective. Look, the first thing is that you have to learn Java. And in this training, I will be taking Java and I will be taking Selenium parallelly. I won't be telling that fine, first let me then spend 5-6 days teaching you Java and then I'll start with Selenium. No. I'll tell you the concepts of Java and then I'll tell you the concepts of Selenium parallelly. Okay, right, that how those Java concepts are used in Selenium. Right, and then we will be learning WebDriver and then the frameworks. Okay, now what is a framework? Building a framework is the objective of this course. Okay, look, when you work practically, you have test cases. Okay, you have 100 test cases, you have 1000 test cases, and you have to automate them. Test case 2, test case 3, test case 4. Okay, you have to automate these test cases. You have to automate them in such a manner that you have to run them one after another. Okay, in a serial manner. Right. Now, sometimes out of 100 test cases, you just have to run in automation script, you have to run 50 of them. So might be you want to skip certain test cases as well. Like after TC1, TC3 should execute. After TC3, TC4 should execute. Okay. Apart from this, you have the requirement that you have to read the data from the XLS file. Alright. Apart from that, you have to generate reports. Okay, these are HTML reports. Alright, then you have to, like, reports will have logs, reports will have screenshots, everything. Okay, right. So these kind of reports, we'll study extent reports, accessibility reports, how do we need to do that, right? And apart from that, you have to make sure that you are running your scripts on GRID, that is, you have to run them parallelly at times, or you have to connect it on Jenkins and do some schedulings and run the script. Okay, so you have to do all these things. When I say reports, generating reports, basically, I'll tell you. Like, this is a sample report. This is known as an extent report. Yeah. This is a report which tells you step-by-step description of what happened, opening the browser, navigating to URL, and you can also embed report embed the browser, the screenshots and all in these reports. So you have to generate very good effective reports. Alright, so it is not just about running the test cases, there are other things as well. If you talk about Selenium as a tool is only in this green box. Okay, Selenium as a tool is only in this green box. Just hold on. Somebody is not able to hear me. Okay, there's a question being asked. Do you teach Cucumber? In the pre-recorded videos, Lakshmi, Cucumber will be there. I won't take it in the online training because not everybody wants it. In the pre-recorded videos which give, Cucumber is there. So the test cases, they run one after another over here. In the green box, Selenium is there. So Selenium will not help you read the data from Excel file or generate reports or connect with Jenkins and all. So what we do is that we use external tools over here. Okay, external tools like just a minute. Hold on. TestNG. This is a TestNG frame. Or people use JUnit. Or they use BDD like Cucumber. Okay, what this does is that it acts as a centralized controller. It will read the data from the Excel file. It will call the respective test cases one by one. Okay, right. It will generate the reports. It will help you run on GRID and Jenkins as well. So this is a complete framework. This is how the project works. Okay, and this is the objective of this course. So first we will have to study this green box, which is Selenium. Then we'll be studying TestNG and report generation, Excel file and all, everything. Okay, the first thing is that we have to start with Java. Okay, many of you must be knowing Java a little bit, many of you won't be knowing, but I'll start with the basics. Okay, the first thing is that please go and install JDK. Okay, just go to Google and type JDK download. Go to this download link and go and download JDK. Okay, right, go and download JDK. Alright, now out here, once you download and install JDK, you have to download Eclipse. Okay, JDK is the complete Java development kit. Alright, you can download it for Windows, right, and then you download Eclipse. Okay, Eclipse is the editor of Java language. Everybody must be knowing about it, right? You can download Eclipse IDE for Java EE developers. You can download any Eclipse, that is not a problem. Mars, Luna, any. Okay, and for 62-bit PC or 32-bit, you can download it. Right, and for example, in my PC, I have downloaded and kept Eclipse out here. Okay, right, you just have to double click on the exe and it will start. Right, and most of you must be knowing this, right? This is the path of the workspace path. That means the place where we will be storing all our projects and code and Java files and all, everything. Right, and click on OK. Now, In Java, the primary thing which we have to learn is object-oriented programming, and I hope and I'm assuming that you know basics. Basics means that at least you know what a for loop is, what a if statement is, right? Because if you don't know these things, then I would recommend you not to join this training directly. You can buy the videos first, watch them, and later on you can pay the difference amount and join the training, the difference amount. Okay, so you have to start up Eclipse. This is the last training batch which was there. This is the workspace for that. Hold on. I'll generate a new workspace for this training batch. Alright, hold on. Just let it launch. Alright. Now, one more thing, guys. Whatever I'm training, workspace means the path where we'll be storing the programs. That path is there, right? I'll tell you, you'll come to know by what workspace is. Right, this is Eclipse, and maximize it, and you close the welcome screen. So you have a project explorer at the left side, and in the center you do the coding and all, and at the bottom you will get the outputs. Right, now one thing, guys, whatever I'm teaching, please practice that every day. If you don't practice, it will create a problem. Alright, so you have to practice every day whatever I'm teaching, and you create a new, go to file, new project, and create a new Java project. Okay, if you don't get the Java project option over there, okay, you can go to file, new, other, and under Java you will get the Java project. I'll call it day 1. Alright, now see, this day 1 project is created, and if you expand it, you'll have the source folder under it. If you right click on this project, you will get a lot of options. Okay, if you right click, you'll get a lot of options. One of the options is properties, which we will be using a lot. Fine. In properties, under resources, you will be seeing the workspace path. This is the workspace path under which the day 1 project is there. If you physically go to this location, you will be able to see this day 1 project. Okay, under this, there will be many folders. Only the source folder is visible inside Eclipse. Okay, we do all the coding and all inside the source folder. Okay, right. For example, I'll just make a new. I'll right click on the source folder and create a new class. And I'll call it Java. Click on this public static void main, finish, and go to window, preferences, under general, hold on, yeah, just 1 minute, let me improve the font size. Okay, look, what is this? This is a function, main function, but what is public, what is static? I will talk about these as the course progresses when we start with object-oriented programming. For time being, just understand it as it is. Just keep in mind that it is there and accept it as it is. As the course progresses, I'll teach you. Right, main is the default function in which the control comes up. It is there in every programming language. The control comes up in the main function. Okay, if I have to print something, you can write system.out.println, right, and you can write over here learning Java. Okay, and you can run this program from this run option on the top. So it prints learning Java at the bottom in console. Okay, the shortcut to type system.out.println is syso. Okay, and then you hit the control and spacebar of the keyboard. Alright, now on the first day, I'm assuming that you know what integer is int I equals to 100. Okay, and I'm like string x equals to hello. Right, you know what these things are, boolean. Okay. Right, so I'm assuming that you know the basics. Alright, and what a for loop is, what a while loop is. Right, these things are there in every programming language. Okay, right. So this is a basic Java file which I have made, and if you look at the project under the source folder on your hard drive in the workspace, you will be able to see this Java file. Alright, and under the bin folder, you will be able to see a file known as class file. Every Java file is converted to a class file. You won't be able to understand anything if I open this class file. Okay, it's not binary, but you will not be able to understand. Okay, right, this is like an exe file. Class file is like an exe file which you can execute. Okay, and you can execute it on any platform. If you make it on Windows, you can run it on Linux, Unix, anywhere. That's why Java is platform independent. Okay, how do we run this? We'll talk about that, but just I'm telling you. Every Java file, for example, if I make a new Java file in Eclipse, known as, say, print name. Okay, and inside it, I just write system.out.println syso, and then you hit the control spacebar. Okay, and if I write over here, say Selenium, and if I run this program, right, then you will see Selenium printed. Okay, and it's printed out here. If you look at the bottom, print name dot class file is generated. Okay, now when you're working with the client, okay, just 1 minute. Where is this? Sorry, I missed some questions, I guess. No questions were missed. Yeah. Now, when you're working with the client, you need to deliver these class files to a client. How do we deliver those class files? Okay, or when the developers, they say that they are deploying something on the server. They are actually deploying the class files. Because when you are in a project, you have got thousands of class files. You have to deploy all these thousands of class files. Okay, right. So what we do is that we keep all these class files in a single file known as a jar file. A jar file is a collection of class files. Okay, jar file is collection of many class files, and we deliver this to the client. For example, this JRE system library. In your project, you will see JRE system library. This is actually the Java which is installed on your system. Okay, under JRE system library, there will be many jar files. And these jar files, each of these jar files has got many class files under it, and you can use these class files. For example, if I write over here new date. Date is an internal class in Java. Okay. What is this new? It is known as the object creation. I'll tell you about this tomorrow, but just understand that I've used a file which is somewhere there inside these jar files. And when I run this program, I get the date with the time zone, with the time, everything with the year, everything printed out here. So I never had to, do the hard work to calculate the date, time zone, everything. I use the internal features of Java. Okay, and this is exactly what happens. In Selenium, everything is inbuilt. And you have to learn commands like I have given the command to print the date. Everything is inbuilt. Only thing is you have to learn Java, you have to learn object-oriented programming, and the commands and all, everything is inbuilt. Okay, right. These are the jar files for Java. Selenium has got its own jar files. You have to download those jar files from the Selenium website, seleniumhq.org. Okay, the first line on this website says that Selenium automates browsers. Selenium is only for browser-based testing. It is not for desktop testing. On the standalone applications, it cannot test. Okay, if you go to the download section, out here, you will see that for Java, this is the download link. The current version is 3.7.1. You can download it. Okay. And once you download it, I also don't have 3.7.1, I have 3.6. Hold on. You download this and I'll keep it over here. Right, and you extract it. When you extract it, you will see this jar file. This is the main jar file of Selenium. Okay, this sources.jar, you can ignore this. This contains the source code of Selenium. Since Selenium is open source, you can see the source code as well. But this you can ignore. This is the main jar file of Selenium. And under the libs folder, there will be many other jar files as well which are required. Okay, now you need to import these jars inside Eclipse on the day one project so that the project gets Selenium enabled. Selenium is not installed. There is no exe file for it. Okay, so there is nothing known as installing Selenium. You have to configure that. You have to import the jar files in the project. To do so, you can right click on the project, go to the properties. Fine. Under Java build path, you'll have the libraries tab where you can add the external jars, and you can add 3.7.1 and libs. Okay. And you will have this reference libraries section in which you will be seeing the jars. Okay. Right. If you don't see this reference libraries section, make sure that you are in the Java perspective. Okay. If you go to this and if you select Java, you'll see the Java perspective. Okay. And right, now your project is Selenium enabled. Now the project is Selenium enabled. You can learn Selenium, you can write the Selenium scripts and all, everything. Inside these jars there are a lot of class files and all. Right, so the information about the documentation about Selenium will be found on the Selenium website. If you look at this Java doc link, this will be the documentation of Selenium. And this is the change log. Change log is very important. It tells you that what happened or what changed in every version of Selenium. Okay, for example, when we had got version 2 of Selenium, the last stable release for Selenium 2 version was 2.53. Okay, this was very stable. Some companies still work on this. And then Selenium 3 came in the market. It had some major changes. Okay, right. And right now 3 was initially unstable. It has stabilized. Okay, 3.7 has stabilized. Okay, right. Now, in order to understand Selenium, in order to understand the documentation and all, this is the Java doc link. This Java doc link contains all the classes over here. You don't have to understand or learn all these classes, but this gives you a description about every class which is there in Selenium. To understand this, you have to learn object-oriented programming, and that's the next thing in our line, that is, we have to learn the object-oriented programming. Okay, now before I jump over to all those things, there is one more important thing which I want to discuss, and that will be required a lot, especially when you are working. Okay, that is debugging. How to debug your programs in Eclipse. Okay, because when you're working, you come across errors, you come across exceptions, and it makes you feel frustrated. So how to come out of those exceptions and errors, right? So debugging is a concept in which you can run the program line by line. For example, this is the first line of the program. I can double click in front of the first line and you'll see a small blue mark coming up. This is known as debug point. Okay, you can click on this small debug icon and run it, and it will ask you that we have to open the debug perspective. Click on yes, and the program will stop over here on this line. The green line will come up. If you hit F6 of your keyboard, this line will execute. I'm hitting F6. See, this line executes and it prints learning Java. Okay, these are the variables on the top over here. Now for example, I is 100. Okay, if I hit F6 of the keyboard, on the next line you will see that the value of I is 100 over here. It will display. And if you move your mouse over I as well, it will display the value as 100 as well. So you can run it line by line Okay, see the value of x come out to be hello. Right, so you can run it line by line by hitting F6. You can put as many breakpoints as you want in a program. I'll run it in the debug mode again. It will stop here. If I hit F8, it will run like a normal program after that. F6 will make it run line by line. And F8 will make it run normally. Suppose I have got two breakpoints. One is on this line and one is on the last line. That is the 10th line. In the breakpoint section, you can see the number of breakpoints you have. Okay. And if I run it in debug mode, it will stop on this line. On line number 10 also, I have kept a breakpoint. It is hidden behind this yellow warning actually. Okay. If I hit F8, it will run normally and stop on the next breakpoint. Okay. You can maximize your file as well. Double click on the file, it will get maximized. To check out the status of the variables, you can even move your mouse over them. You'll get the values. Okay. So you can, run it line by line. And at times when you're writing scripts, right, this thing helps you a lot. I have to tell you on this first day these things because, these are basic things. They will be required. When you are a beginner, you are writing scripts, you seriously don't know where which thing gets wrong. So by putting these breakpoints and all, you can run your program line by line and you can check out every step. Okay. Now any questions from anybody? Anybody having any questions? Yeah. If I run this through this normal run button, the complete program runs, right? If I run it in the debug mode, the control will stop on this line. Now suppose after this line, if I hit F6, it will execute this line. But I don't want to run line by line now. I want that let the program run normally. So I'll hit F8 and it'll run like a normal program. Okay, in a regular flow. In its regular flow, it'll run. If you have to just run it regularly in a fast manner, that's what F8 does. Okay. Workspace means the directory on your PC where you will be storing all the code. For example, this is my workspace path. All the projects and all will be stored under this in this training. Okay? It's the path of the directory where you'll be storing all the code. I am recording this session as well. You can see in the recordings as well. Otherwise, you right click on day one, go to the properties of the project, and under Java build path, you will find the libraries tab, the third tab. Okay. You have to click on add jar files, add all the jar files under library, also the main client combined jar file. Yeah, when you what Java 3.7 or Selenium 3.7 is there? Yeah, when you download, you'll get 3.7 only. Okay. So anybody with any other questions regarding this training, regarding the course, anything? Okay. Yes, whatever I'm teaching in 30 days, all the videos will be available. Secondly, how much OOPS concepts? You need the complete OOPS concepts. I will be training you on I'll be training on everything. Tomorrow I'll be starting off with the OOPS. Okay. Today was just one introductory class or something. Tomorrow I'll start off with oops. Um, you don't have to refer anything. Okay, you don't have to do anything. Okay, right. Whatever I'm teaching is more than enough. Yeah, I will be emailing you the recording. I will be emailing. Okay. So fine, I'll end up the training. Right. If you have any other question, you can ask me. Today was just one introductory session. That's it. Okay. So tomorrow we'll start off with the object-oriented programming concepts. Okay. Pardon? Yes. Yes. Look, if you have got 100 test cases, okay, and you have to run those 100 test cases, fine. And it takes a lot of time to execute. So you can distribute those test cases on, say, 4 machines. On every machine, you will run 25 test cases. Okay, we do like that. Right now, I can only tell you this much. Because if I go in the depth, you will not be able to understand. It's basically that in one project, I have got 10 Java files. And I have to run those 10 Java files parallelly. So I run 3 on one machine, 3 on other, and 3 on other, like that. Okay. So it's like that. TestNG is better as far as parallelism is concerned and ease of running test cases, parameterization. There are lots of advantages, lots of features in TestNG. The reporting is better. JUnit is parallelism and all is not so easy in that, and Selenium GRID it supports TestNG basically. TestNG. No, it's not like that. You can testers can also. WebDriver is separate and Selenium GRID is separate. But Selenium GRID code is written in WebDriver only. You will come to know. You will come to know. Okay. There are things which I cannot clear right now, but as you proceed with the course, definitely you will come to know. Okay then. Right. I'll end up the training. We'll meet tomorrow and I'll start off with object-oriented programming. I'll be emailing you the recording link. Thank you. No, it's not because I have to cater to people from all the time zones. That is the problem. In US, before 8, people from Pacific time, it becomes really early for them. That is the problem. Okay then. Right. I'll end up. Thank you. Thank you.